encouraging women not to carry any kind of domestic responsibility in the name that these works are not rewarded. There is no material gain. This led also to the call for respecting the rights code of the adulterers and the adulteress and the homosexuals, and marriage between men and men, woman and woman. Consequently, many clinics are opened in order to deal with the psychological illnesses produced by these pressures and these practices. And anyone with a sound intellect knows that in these societies the woman is to exert tremendous effort in order to find the food, to find the money so that she can eat and drink. Because when she is at 18, she is requested to spend upon herself or share in carrying the responsibilities, the financial responsibilities, if they want to stay at home. So young, split between the emotions of childhood and the push of adolescence, drive, at times when she is in most need for the care of both parents, the warmth, she finds herself pushed strongly to find the materialistic aspect, to eat and to drink, to put the clothes, to find an apartment, to continue her studies, to many demands. So she will be deprived because of this forceful materialistic drive. She will be deprived from morality slowly. Many women who came to Islam know well what we are talking about, and they wish also for many like them from their former colleagues, neighbors, teachers, etc. Wish for them to find what they found in Islam, what the submission to Allah and to His revelation had gave them from the peace and tranquility and content and respect and dignity. We will finally examine one thing in the Quran which has profound meanings concerning the nature, the unspoiled and pure nature of the woman. This is illustrated in the story of the encounter of Prophet Musa alayhi salam with two women as came in Surah Al-Qasas chapter 28 in the Quran, verses 23 and 24. قال الله تعالى: ولما ورد ماء مدين وجد عليه أمة من الناس يسقون ووجد من دونهم امرأتين تذودان قال ما خطبكما قالتا لا نسقي حتى يصدر الرعاء وأبونا شيخ كبير فسقى لهما ثم تولى إلى الظل فقال ربي إني لما أنزلت إلي من خير فقير. And when Moses, arrived at the water of Madian, this is the place, he found there a group of men watering their flocks, and besides them he found two women who were keeping back their flocks. He said, what is the matter with you? They said, we cannot water our flocks until the shepherds take their flocks, and our father is a very old man. So he watered their flocks for them. Then he turned back to shade and said, my Lord, truly I am in need of whatever good that you bestow on me. These two verses tell us more than one aspect of the female nature which we should really observe. First, with respect to her work outside her home. We know the woman's nature. In nature, her nature is not in strength as that of the man, meaning it is weak. And she cannot compete with men in their works because of the nature of creation of each one of them. This is evident in the saying of these two women. They said, لا نسقي حتى يصدر الرعاء. They said, we cannot water our flocks until the shepherds take their flocks. And assuming if a woman is able to do a certain particular work, then it's still in presence of men, she may be vulnerable to being mocked or her emotions abused. And this is the case is more asserted when she was not with her covering, with her hijab. Secondly, that the woman goes for the work outside her home when there is a necessity. Like, for example, when there is no guardian supporting and providing and would carry this work. This is evident in the saying when they said, and our father is a very old man. وأبونا شيخ كبير. وأبونا شيخ كبير. And our father is a very old man. Meaning we don't have a man to do the work for us. Our man is old. And so he is not fit to carry on this work. And that's what led us to do it. Is that clear? Is that clear? In addition, as we mentioned, if the necessity requires that, then there are means and regulations and a way to do and manners and etiquettes when she needs to go out. It is not just something without any kind of regulation, as we discussed earlier. But if she needs to, then she must be in a manner that preserve herself and her dignity. The dress, the code, the talk, etc. This is also evident in this story. قال الله تعالى ولما ورد ماء مدين وجد عليه أمة من الناس يسقون. Look what he said, Allah. And when he arrived at the water of Madian, he found there a group of men watering, and besides them he found two women who were keeping back. Meaning they kept their flock back, lest it will mingle with those of the men. You see that? Is that also evident to you? They kept their folk back so that they don't end up then, after mixing with those of the men, they come down to deal with the men and so forth. They kept back. They kept back. So when Musa saw them, he felt, inclined to help, had some kindness towards that, and he said, "Ma khatbukuma? What's the matter with you? Why you are keeping alone? You don't take the flock with the rest of men." قالتا لا نسقي حتى يصدر الرعاء. They said, "Look, we cannot water our flocks until the shepherds take their flocks." Meaning, we don't have the power to compete. Is that clear? They are on their nature, the pure nature. And they made clear that they did not leave the home and go for the watering, only it was because their father was an old man. So it was from the honor of Musa and his great character as a prophet alayhi salatu wassalam that he watered for them. Also, contemplate another thing. When their father sent one of them to invite Musa to meet him, she went out with complete bashfulness and dignity. فجاءته إحداهما تمشي على استحياء. One of them came to him walking with shyness and bashfulness. This is the walk of the chaste woman who is not accustomed to be with men and mixing with them or talking to them. Amir al-Mu'mineen Umar ibn al-Khattab radiyallahu anhu said, جاءت تمشي على استحياء. She came walking with shyness, bashfulness, قائلة بثوبها على وجهها, putting her thobe on her face. ليست بسلفع من النساء ولاجة خراجة. She was not out of the kind of woman who was